Hey guys, welcome back to Von Kettle Kitchen. Today I am making a honey mustard skillet meal. And my husband's favorite wing is honey mustard, so this on a glorious day like this, it is gorgeous out here in Connecticut. So that's what I'm gonna get started, so let's go. So I have everything laid out here for ingredients that I'm going to need. This here is my homemade beer honey mustard that I can up myself. It's just a grain mustard, I'm gonna use that. In this little container itself is the vinegar. I only have a gallon jug, so I didn't want to have that on the counter. So we're gonna cut the potatoes up, we're gonna put them in the cold water, get that going. I have the oven preheating to 350. I have the cast iron skillet that we're gonna brown the chicken in. So let's get started. All right, so I have all the potatoes diced up into all even sizes. So we're gonna parboil it. In this pan, you always wanna start off with cold water. And then once it comes up to a boil, you're going to add salt, because that is a way to add flavor into the potatoes itself. We're only going to par-cook them, or parboil them, for anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes. We don't want it super fork tender because we want some texture to it, because we're going to actually brown the flat sides of the potatoes to give more of a texture to the dish, plus more flavor. So I'm going to get that turned on, and now we're going to work on the chicken. So the chicken itself, we are just going to salt and pepper it. I have boned in skin on chicken thighs. All right, let me just wash my hands real quick since I just handled raw poultry. So you want to liberally coat the side with the skin. And this is because it's going to go skin side down first. And salt helps get a crust on meat, especially burgers as well. That is a great tip for when you make actual burgers themselves. You always want a flat surface to cook them on. And don't be afraid of the salt. So I'm going to use one hand to flip over the chicken. Right, and we're going to salt this side too, along with pepper. We're going to do a couple turns of the pan of olive oil, so about 2 tablespoons. And you want a light color olive oil, because that has a higher smoking temp. Just a good fruity olive oil. So I'm gonna let that heat up real quick before we put the chicken in itself. All right, so the oil is hot, so we're gonna put them skin side down. And you want to hear that. And you want a flat surface so it gets a nice crust. And those are going to brown for about 4 to 6 minutes. So a great tip, to cook with a skillet, you want to use cast iron. That's what I prefer, because cast iron heat spreads evenly through the entire pan, and it holds the heat as well. So even if you were to shut it off while you're cooking like burgers or something, and you have the burger in there for like an extra 7 minutes, it won't overcook the burger. And I feel that cast iron itself gives a better crust to any form of protein that I cook. This is just my preference, but this is a skillet meal. I'm gonna check this, and the nice thing about having skin on chicken thighs is it's kind of sous-vide, or sous-vide, I should say, in its own fat. That's what means cook and render in its own fat. So that it's a light golden brown, we just want a little darker color, and then we'll flip it over and brown this side as well. All right, the potatoes have come up to a boil. I added some salt, flipping over the chicken. I always like to do the thicker side towards the middle of the pan. And I'm going to turn down the heat to medium-low until the 5 minutes is up for the potatoes. Avoid the chicken from overcooking. Potatoes are still going right now. I'm going to pull the chicken off the heat and put it on it. And I'm actually going to take the pan off the heat because we're going to want to use all that nice chicken fat and the olive oil and all the goodies. That's all going to be part of our skillet dinner. So I'm going to pull it off the heat so it doesn't burn, because now we're going to brown the potatoes in that next. Okay, so we're actually going to add the pan back onto the heat. I'm going to turn the potatoes off. We're going to drain the potatoes. We're going to shake off the excess water. That's what I'm doing now. And we're going to add them to the pan. So now we're just going to brown up the potatoes. I'm going to put them on the flat side, just so we can get some color on them, and it gives it some nice flavor and a nice texture. Alright, so this is just going to take a few minutes. We're going to brown them on each flat cut surface. Alright, so we're going to check one side of the potatoes. We have a nice color. So now we're just going to flip them all to the opposite flat side. These are all brown, so we're going to take them out and put them on the plate with the chicken. And then we're going to start the sauce. First, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of butter and let that melt. When it's melting, I'm going to add in some garlic. Movement. So you want to make sure that you're scraping up those good bits on the bottom of the pan. Alright. And then we're going to put the vinegar in there. You want to back up a little bit because that steam is definitely vinegar, and that will clean out your sinuses for sure. But hey, if you want a white vinegar facial, it's fine. You can use juice from half a lemon. So we're going to add some Dijon mustard. I'm going to add in some of my deer honey mustard that I made, because you want the graininess, which is a great texture. Do a little bit of paprika. And this is a sweet paprika, which is a pimenton, which is a smoked sweet paprika. Do a couple teaspoons of onion powder. Do a little bit of rosemary. And when you use dry herbs, you just want to make sure that you don't go overboard with them, especially with like rosemary or thyme. I'm going to add the stock. And mix it all together. So like I said, you want to make sure that you're getting all the good bits on the bottom of that. I wish you guys could smell this. The honey mustard smells awesome. All right, so we're now going to shut the heat off. Going to add the chicken back in, skin side up. I feel like I need a GoPro when I do this. It'd be much easier. All right. I'm going to nestle in the potatoes, and let's get those all distributed in the juices. And see that nice golden color? I have some canned green beans that I had. Shimmy those around. And we're going to top this with aluminum foil and put it in the oven. I have some aluminum foil. Chloe's mad because her daddy's outside cleaning the yard and she's not with him. All right. So this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes to roast, and then we'll take it out, take the aluminum foil off for 10 minutes, and then it'll be done. I just pulled this out of the oven. Just be careful of the steam. We're going to uncover this, and we're going to put it back in the oven so everything can crisp up. Just pulled this out of the oven. I'm going to top it with some freshly chopped parsley. This would be nice to just serve like right on the actual table in the cast iron pan. So, hope you guys enjoy, and let me know what you guys think.